Today I'm going to tackle the pedal box. You can see that it has the old metal Lockheed brake and clutch master cylinders, and if possible I want to try and keep those. So the idea is that I'll strip the box down and strip and clean the master cylinders. Hopefully they'll be in good enough condition to be able to fit new seals and have them restored. I also intend to paint them with some silver brake caliper paint. Hopefully that will make them look quite smart. There's quite a bit of corrosion on the brake master cylinder push rod, but the actual pedal works fine, and the push rod goes in and out, but the clutch master cylinder for some reason is seized, so I'll have to wait until I get it off to have a look at that. Pedal box itself and the pedals look to be in reasonably good condition. All they need is clean down. I'll probably sandblast them or media blast them and give them a nice coat of matte black or satin black paint before I put them back into the car. So I'm now going to start to take it all to pieces. That was nice and straightforward. Everything came away relatively easily. A bit of corrosion on the fulcrum bolt, but apart from that it's okay. So now I'll strip down the master cylinders and see if they are able to be refurbished. So I stripped both the cylinders down and gave them a good clean, and then painted them with silver brake caliper paint. Well, I'm starting with the clutch master cylinder, and the first thing that goes in is the spring and its retainer. That just drops into the bore, and then the main cup seal sits on top of that. Just have to make sure it goes in the right way round. I've lubricated all the seals in brake fluid before I fitted them, and I'm using silicone brake fluid. The next thing that goes on is the seal on the main piston. I just have to make sure that that again goes on the right way round. Bit fiddly to get on. Obviously be careful not to damage it in any way. Obviously when you're doing a job like this, it is imperative to try and keep everything as clean as possible. Before you drop the piston in, drop the washer on top of the main cup seal, and then the piston inserted carefully into the bore. At this stage it's good to fit the circlip over the push rod, otherwise you might need free hands later on, and I've put a little bit of copper slip grease on the end of the push rod where it makes contact with the piston. This is where it gets a bit fiddly. You have to get everything in place and hold it all against the tension of the spring while you put the circlip on. And when it's all properly assembled, you then have to put the dust boot over the push rod. That's the clutch master cylinder finished. So now I have to do exactly the same with the brake master cylinder. I have to say at this stage I'm not a brake technician. These are the brakes, a very important part of the car, so if you are not competent or have the wherewithal to do this job properly, then please get professional help. This is not something that you want to bodge. Well, I'm very pleased with them. I think they look great. Okay, that's the pedal box and the master cylinders all finished, and they're all ready to put back together and once assembled, put into the car. So I'm going to pack those away now, and that's another job ticked off the list.